So a couple of years ago, I used to be really small. I used to always be the shortest kid in my class at school. I used to be skinny too, right? So it was like a double combo. I was small and skinny, right? So I couldn't really do much when a bigger guy would come over to me, right? And that kind of made me a pushover. Well, not gonna lie, I was never physically bullied, right? But the amount of times when somebody would just try to assert their dominance on me, right? Just because they were physically bigger happened so many times that at one point I used to really hate my height. Besides the height, I used to also just hate the way maybe not the way I looked, but that wasn't really the best either. I just didn't like my body. I didn't like my body. I used to always dream about how nice it would be if I could actually be bigger, right? If I could actually stand up to some of these guys, because I used to think that wasn't even an option to begin with. I used to think that if I were to actually stand up to the people that were making fun of me, I would immediately just get like smacked for it. And it was fair enough. Whilst I was small back then, that's most likely what would happen. What I didn't realize is that I could have actually worked my way out of there. So here's what I did. Around 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, honestly, it all started in December 2022. That's when shit hit the fan. I remember I had a breakup at that time, and that also gave me this little bit of motivation. And I started to lift weights. Now, I was consistent since January 2023, so I used to count the months from there. And it's been a solid 2 years from now. It's worth adding that around September of 2023, I started to train boxing as well, right? So not only did I get a little bit bigger, I also learned how to defend myself, right? And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling, honestly, because now, if I were to get those same negative thoughts I used to get back then of, oh my gosh, you're so small. Oh my gosh, you're so like skinny, you can't fight, blah, blah. Now these thoughts are incorrect. Therefore, whenever they arise in my mind again, which they pretty much don't nowadays, I can just look at these with this smile on my face because I know they're not relatable to me anymore. I know that I've grown past them, right? And this is what I want you to do to improve your confidence. I know you've seen my fucking muscles on the thumbnail, so you thought I'm gonna be talking about lifting weights. And whilst that does have an impact, it's more than just lifting weights. What I did is I actually took control over my life and I started to focus on the things that I didn't like about myself. That's what actually helped me improve my self-image, right? Because back then, when I would look in the mirror, short guy is the only sentence I had in my mind when I thought of myself, right? Guys would sometimes literally pick me up like a sword. Literally, they would grab me by the legs and they would try to hit other kids with it, right? This was primary times, right? This was back in primary, so of course, all the kids were stupid back then, right? Including me. But yeah, at one point when I actually wanted to be the bigger guy, I was sick of getting intimidated. That's when I would struggle. That's when shit hit the fan, right? And if you made it to this point of the video already, I'm pretty sure you resonate with what I'm saying really well. So listen up. Listen up. If there's something that you don't like about your body that is in your control, go ahead and change it. Go work on it right now, You can't really do much about your height because I keep talking about how I used to be short. Oh, I couldn't do much about my height. Well, yeah. Whilst I couldn't add an extra 10 centimeters to my height, right? What I could do is I could actually get into fitness. Back then, I didn't play a single sport, right? I wasn't barely moving. The only activity that I would have is I would be moving my fucking fingers when playing Minecraft, right? That's about as much fitness as I had. I wasn't really unfit, right? But I just didn't play any sports, right? So no wonder I wasn't really athletic, you could say. So I started to work on that. I started to, as I said, lift weights. I started to box. Way before all this stuff, I used to play a little basketball too. And funny enough, I actually grew a little bit taller, right? Because when I left primary, I was 163 centimeters. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was around 13 to 14. Now I'm 17, almost 18 in a few months. And I'm 171 centimeters. Whilst perhaps I'm not the biggest guy in the world, I'm certainly not the tallest. That's still 8 centimeters of difference. Now imagine how short would I have been if I didn't train, if I didn't maximize the benefits of having a young body, right? Now, it's genetics at the end of the day, right? But if I didn't start being physically more active, I could have been even shorter than that, right? I know guys who, at that point in time, who when I was 13 and they were also 13, they were as short as I was. And what they did instead is they started vaping, they started like going out, drinking, partying, all this stuff. And funny enough, some of them stayed at that height. Now, of course, there probably are different reasons to that, but just use your logic here. Use your logic, my friend, right? It's just a matter of choices. Focus on the things that you can actually control instead of obsessing over the thing that you really can't change, right? Because what's the point? If you can't change that thing, God gave it to you for a reason. How about you actually go against the odds and try to make the most of your current build right now? Because the more you have to work to get to where you want to be, the more you will actually appreciate once you actually have it. I know guys who've been lifting for a solid 2 years, and to this day they're not that big. Like, I'm just gonna say, I know guys who've been lifting for 2 years and are still rather skinny, but they keep going. They keep going. When I see the motivation in their eyes to keep lifting and lifting and lifting, it blows my mind. Because after 5 years of lifting, when the guy's actually going to be big, he is not stopping. This is the kind of person that's actually going to live till the end of his life right now. You can do whatever you want with your life, but as I said, focus on the things that you hate about yourself. Use this hatred that you have towards the things you don't like about yourself to actually push you towards getting out of them, towards escaping them, so that these limiting beliefs are finally false. And you don't need to hold on to those thoughts anymore. You can let go. You could let go from the start if you were to accept the way you look like. The way you look like right now. I don't know why I stuttered. But it's really not that easy, right? Letting go is a very hard skill, right? And once you build up physical proof that these thoughts are incorrect, it's much easier to change the way you think. At least that's how I like to look at it. But yeah, I hope I didn't waste your time and that I actually helped you with this video. And if you want to talk to me directly, whilst hanging around an amazing community of like-minded people who all share the same interests as you do, my friend, please join the Discord server. I promise you, you'll have a blast hanging around us, right? So stay tuned for that. And if not, you can click all the videos if you want to. You can subscribe. That would genuinely mean so much to me. If you made it to this point, comment the word headphones. I want to see at least 10 headphones in the comments. I'll be pretty excited. But yeah, keep working, brother. Take care.